welcome. You're watching News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Today, the Prime Minister made a huge announcement where basically it was made clear that from 2 weeks from now, everyone in the country who is eligible for the vaccine, anyone who is above the age of 18, can get vaccinated for free. How is that going to be done? Well, the centre is going to procure 75% of available vaccines from the manufacturers and distribute it to the states for free. This is as opposed to the earlier program where 50% of the available vaccines were brought by the centre, given to the states free, 25% were taken by the states directly from the manufacturer, and 25% were purchased by the private hospitals. Now, the states will just have to oversee the entire vaccination process. First, let's listen in to what the Prime Minister said.
कई राज्य सरकारों ने फिर कहा कि वैक्सीन का काम डिसेंट्रलाइज किया जाए और राज्यों पर छोड़ दिया जाए। तरह तरह के स्वर उठे, जैसे कि वैक्सीनेशन के लिए एज ग्रुप क्यों बनाए गए। दूसरी तरफ किसी ने कहा कि उम्र की सीमा आखिर केंद्र सरकार ही क्यों तय करे। कुछ आवाजें तो ऐसी भी उठी कि बुजुर्गों का वैक्सीनेशन पहले क्यों हो रहा है। भांति भांति के दबाव भी बनाए गए। आज ये निर्णय लिया गया है कि राज्यों के पास वैक्सीनेशन से जुड़ा जो 25% काम था, उसकी जिम्मेदारी भी भारत सरकार उठाएगी। ये व्यवस्था आने वाले 2 सप्ताह में लागू की जाएगी। वैक्सीन निर्माताओं से कुल वैक्सीन उत्पादन का 75% हिस्सा भारत सरकार खुद ही खरीदकर राज्य सरकारों को मुफ्त देगी। यानी देश की किसी भी राज्य सरकार को वैक्सीन पर कुछ भी खर्च नहीं करना होगा। 21 जून सोमवार से देश के हर राज्य में 18 वर्ष से ऊपर की उम्र के सभी नागरिकों के लिए भारत सरकार राज्यों को मुफ्त वैक्सीन मुहैया कराएगी। प्राइवेट अस्पताल वैक्सीन की निर्धारित कीमत के उपरांत एक डोज पर अधिकतम 150 रुपये ही सर्विस चार्ज ले सकेंगे। इसकी निगरानी करने का काम राज्य सरकारों के पास ही रहेगा।
Now, as you would be aware that this vaccination policy, which was changed from the 1st of May, has been the subject of much debate and tension between the states and the centre. The states had 2 objections. One, why is there decentralized procurement? And second, why is there differential pricing? Why should the states, when they buy the vaccines from the manufacturer, have to pay more than what the centre would otherwise pay? In fact, because of vaccine shortage, many states even said that we have to shut down several of our vaccination centers, and almost all the states by Friday last week had united to put up a front and say that the only way forward is for the centre to give us the vaccines. But today, when that decision was finally announced, it led to another round of finger-pointing, tu-tu, meh-meh and acrimony, where the chorus basically was that this U-turn has come under pressure of the opposition, of the non-BJP parties, and of course the Supreme Court, which on the 2nd of June had said that this differential pricing, this current procurement policy is irrational and arbitrary.
He is the one who got only 2 players to manufacture vaccines. He is the one who waited till January to place the first order. He is the one who waited till April to allow the first foreign vaccine to come in. He's talking about solutions. We've been giving him solutions and we've been suggesting to him good methods. He sat on that for 6 weeks, in the end going and doing what we had asked him to do. Who's responsible for wasting those 6 weeks, Mr. Prime Minister?
हमें लगता है कि सारी चीज़ों से जो केंद्र सरकार की नाकामी सामने आई है, फिर आज ऐलान करके अपनी नाकामियों को स्वीकारने का काम प्रधानमंत्री जी ने किया।
केंद्र सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट की डांट खाने के बाद अब ये कदम उठाया है। इस कदम का स्वागत है। देर आए दुरुस्त आए। और ये भी कहना चाहूँगा कि लगातार विपक्ष की जो मांग थी, दिल्ली की भी जो मांग थी, वो यही थी कि नेशनल इम्यूनाइजेशन कार्यक्रम जो इस देश में पीढ़ियों से चलता आ रहा है, उसी तर्ज पे वैक्सीन का कार्यक्रम भारत देश में चलाया जाए।
Prime Minister of India had wasted country's time, but he was forced to reverse his vaccination policy. The Prime Minister has failed to answer some basic questions which the nation wanted to know, which the people of India wanted to know. What were their questions? That questions were, why is there a shortage of vaccines in India?
It only confirms the accusation against the center that it is helping only the states which were run by them, ruled by them.
So now, will this vaccination policy, which let's face it, everyone today is talking about constructive ideas, criticism that had been offered to the centre, they are being economical with the truth. There are several parties who within a span of weeks have changed their stand. First, asking for a greater say in procurement. First, saying that states should have more freedom in order to procure vaccines. And then within weeks, when they realized that it wasn't as easy as they thought, going back and saying, centralize the entire process. There has been back and forth, there has been a lot of discomfort caused to people, but will this vaccination policy now be freed of partisan upmanship, which has cost us for the last 1 month?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us on the debate, we have Dr. Sumant Siraman, political analyst, Riju Datta, spokesperson of TMC, Manoj Kaka, spokesperson of Samajwadi Party, Satyaprakash Mishra, spokesperson of JDU, Varis Pathan, national spokesperson of AIMIM, and my first question is to you, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. Today, all parties are saying that what they wanted, what they expected was a healing touch and an apology, not just a U-turn. Why didn't that happen?
Padmaja, I'm reminded of, this class of backbenchers who never did a single day's worth of productive work. And each time the teacher would announce the name of the topper, all the backbenchers would be to whine, fret and fume, saying, "Bas hame aur ek mauka de do." The fact is, the Prime Minister Modi's speech today has neutered the opposition. He's shown to the opposition that, look, you guys wanted an opportunity. I gave you that opportunity because you were whining and screaming from every available rooftop that you wanted a liberal procurement regime under which states are given the freedom to procure vaccines. But you threw in the towel, you failed your citizenry miserably, you threw vials of vaccines into the dustbin, you refused to open the packaging of ventilators, read that as Punjab, you had a miserable wastage rate of as high as 39%, read that as Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. So look, I am taking over again, and the central government will now procure 75% of the vaccines, distribute them, allocate them to the states. All that the states have to do is to ensure that at least they administer it to their citizenry. And the entire process will now be coordinated by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So I think the opposition can keep running around the trees and saying, oh my God, the Supreme Court imposed upon the Modi government. Well, yes, we respect the judiciary, but finally, we also introspect, we take criticism that comes our way constructively. But no one should today underestimate the fact that finally the buck stopped at the doorstep of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he's shown he's a leader, he's a statesman, and beyond that, he's somebody who cares.
Okay,
and
so just a second. Since you said we take criticism constructively, you are agreeing that what was put in place from the 1st of May, which the Supreme Court called irrational and arbitrary, wasn't the ideal policy. Because again, there are a lot of parallels between what the Supreme Court said and the changes that have been made today. The Supreme Court asked for uniform policy, one price, that has been implemented. The Supreme Court said that you cannot have differential pricing for those between 18 to 44 and those who are 45 and above. That has been implemented. Centre must use its monopoly to procure vaccines. That has been implemented. Private hospitals may sell vaccines at a higher price, but not overpriced. That too has been implemented. Which is why, understandably, everyone is saying that this was because the Supreme Court came down hard. And there was a sense that public perception was turning against the policy and the government.
Padmaja, you are a very smart anchor. And I think you are a wordsmith. I thought at least today you will be uninhibited in saying that while the Supreme Court may have castigated the government, don't forget, Padmaja, finally, the decision to do what the Prime Minister announced today by way of a historic address was after introspection and a decision finally taken by the Modi government. Please give credit where it is due. I want to ask you one thing. Everybody says that, oh my God, the Modi government is fascist. Just 20 seconds, Padmaja. Remember that on the 1st of May 2021, when states asked for a liberal regime, what was the excuse they gave? Modi Sarkar does not respect cooperative federalism. Federalism खतरे में है. अरे federalism के लिए जब आपको बोला गया था, okay, procure 50% of the vaccine. What did you do? Nothing. Rahul Gandhi, what does he do? He plays the proverbial Twitter troll on Twitter. What does Mamata
so let's take this one by
She
one.
has no respect
Let's
for
take
the
this one by one. You are
Constitution.
saying this was done in the interest of federalism. So Riju Datta, start with this. You had states saying we want a greater say and in the interest of federalism, and in fact,
The Modi government has exposed
okay, in
the
fact,
duplicity of
today
states.
also the Prime Minister said कि स्टेट्स जो है उत्साह दिखा रहे थे, तो हमने सोचा, एंड मेरे को कई सारे ऐसे सुझाव आए, स्टेट्स वर enthusiastic asking for greater freedom.
No. Padmaja, sorry. Don't interrupt me, Padmaja. Let me make it very clear to your audience, with full respect to you.
No, just a second. We have to take this one by one because everyone now needs to come in. You're talking about the interest of federalism. Just a second, Ms. Verma. Okay, you're saying states were given enough time. The states have been neutered. The states were incorporated, Riju Datta. And in 1 month, you pretty much threw in the towel. So the centre had no other option but to come back and basically rescue your floundering vaccine program. Riju Datta.
Okay, so I hope that Ms. Verma will hear me out at least, give me the courtesy of hearing me out. If the Modi government is listening to the states and believes in the federal structure and taking his own decisions based on what the state governments are saying, then first of all, he has no business being the Prime Minister of this country. Let the states government run this country, number one. Second, if you want a reconciliation, if
Just
you
a
believe
second.
in the
So you're
federal
saying that the
structure-
centre should stop listening to the states?
No.
Please tell your finance
Can I-
minister he comes to the GST meetings next time. That's not a very good thing for any party spokesperson to be saying. The centre should stop listening to states and taking their opinion into account. Anyway, please go on. Yes.
Let me finish. Yes. And when you talk
Please go
about
on,
the
yes.
federal structure, I think before the Prime Minister tried very hard to save the face of the incompetent union government, a sincere apology would have paved the way for reconciliation. And it is a welcome decision which the Prime Minister has taken today, but it is little too late because in the 6 months that the time has taken, or 4 months the time has been taken to change this faulty policy after getting fatkas from the Supreme Court, thousands of lives have been lost. The dead bodies on River Ganges and the burning fires deserve an apology from the Prime Minister.
Actually, if I may, let's not now, engage in hyperbole. One, this policy has been in place for 1 month. It was brought into place on the 1st of May. So it is not 6 months, part number one. Part number two, apology exactly for what? Can you please elaborate on apology for what? Because then we'll put that specific question back to Sanju Verma. Apology for what?
Yes, and the specific question is the Prime Minister of the country, when he's taking credit of this masterstroke so-called decision that he has taken today, so he should apologize to every family of this country who has lost a loved one because of the
Apologize for
Union
what?
government. For killing them, for not booking vaccines.
Sir, because today, if I may, okay, now let's be very clear about one thing. Today, the Chief Minister of West Bengal has said Back in February 21 and multiple times thereafter, I have written to Prime Minister stating our long-standing demand to provide vaccines to all for free. Took him 4 months, but after much pressure, he has finally listened to us and implemented what we've been asking for all of this while. You are saying we forced the Prime Minister, we forced his hand. I wrote multiple letters, but the Chief Minister has failed to mention that on the 24th of February 2021, she wrote a letter which said very clearly, under the circumstances, Government of West Bengal has decided to procure adequate number of vaccines for the members of public at large. We want you to kindly take up the matter with appropriate authority so that state government is able to purchase the vaccines from designated points on top priority basis.
Yes,
You said we forced his
Bengal-
hand, and you did force his hand because after the 24th of February, on the 1st of May, the policy was changed. So today, if you're asking for an apology, you have to own up for this policy that you're calling flawed, Riju Datta. It's very easy for everyone in hindsight to hope that people have a short memory and they've forgotten.
No, it is not about short memory. At that time, Bengal was going into the polls. We said, if you are not giving us free vaccines, we will pay from our state exchequer. Tell us how we can directly procure from the manufacturer. And the Prime Minister and the PMO...
Were you not being given vaccines on the 24th of February? Shall I give you data on how many vaccines on the 24th of February the state of West Bengal had available and in reserve? Did you or did you not ask for permission to directly procure vaccines from the manufacturer, sir?
Danger of COVID-19 or not? You tell me. 8-phase elections.
Who did? Sir, very succinctly I want to ask you, did you or did you not ask for permission to procure vaccines directly as a state government? Did you or did you not ask for permission? In fact, you didn't even say maybe. You said we have decided to purchase. We have made the decision, now you facilitate it. You wanted the freedom to purchase vaccines directly? All right, we seem to have lost the line with Riju Datta.
Can I?
All right, we seem to have lost the line with Riju Datta. But the fact of the matter is, today this policy has been rolled back. There were several flaws in it, but not everyone can conveniently try and hang this on one person and one government. Everyone has to take responsibility for the part that they played in it. Yes, Sanju Verma, quick reply to what was said by the TMC, and then I will want to bring in the others as well. Yeah, go on.
You know, Padmaja, I just want to say one thing. This is not even about cooperative federalism. You know, on your debate, I think umpteen times I've said health is a state subject, transportation is a state subject, also disaster management is a state subject. For a minute, if I were to assume this is the global pandemic and the center has to take responsibility and lead the frontal attack in the war against COVID, I would tend to agree with that. But I just want to ask one thing. Don't states have any responsibility? Providing vaccines, providing oxygen tankers, providing oxygen cylinders, providing remdesivir vials, providing amphotericin B to deal with black fungus. Everything is being done by the Modi government. Tell me honestly, Padmaja. What has Mamata Banerjee done apart from writing juvenile letters and questioning the Modi government? What has Rahul Gandhi done apart from playing the proverbial Twitter troll?
No prejudice for anyone.
What has Samajwadi done? What has Akhilesh Yadav done?
The Modi government has been incompetent and caused the loss of lakhs of lives.
The opposition has been absolutely irresponsible.
Prime Minister Modi should resign and the entire Union government should resign.
The opposition has been driven by only one agenda, visceral hatred for Narendra Modi, while Narendra Modi
we cannot care less who the Prime Minister is. The bottom line is the Prime Minister needs to take charge, which he didn't.
Mamata Banerjee does not respect the governor, the Supreme Court.
We have nothing against Mr. Modi. We have our complaints against the person sitting.
Arvind Kejriwal does not.
We have no.
So here's the thing, Varis Pathan, when we are talking about a federal structure and federalism, it has to be a two-way street. Federalism is the center listening to the states, and the states, at least under certain circumstances, when you have a state of health, medical emergency, when you are dealing with the pandemic, to cooperate with the center as well. Isn't that what federalism is? And isn't that what broke down in the months of February and March?
Well, Padmaja, first and foremost, let me tell you, this is course correction. After the Supreme Court lambasted the central government on the vaccination policies, calling it irrational and arbitrary, That is why today Modi came. He should have released a press release. It would have enough. But he came there, he took half an hour of the country. Now the nation is asking so many questions. The first question which I would like to ask, why when the entire world was giving the vaccination free to their people, to their nationals, why was India waiting for 8 months? Why should we wait? What is the storage capacity of India today? What is the vaccination available with us? And how long will it take to vaccinate all our people of 130 crores? So these are all the policies which they have to decide earlier. And now we are talking about federalism and all. May I ask a simple question to Sanjeev Verma who is sitting here? In March itself, the virologist, top virologist had declared that there will be a second pandemic. What was Modi doing? Why did not take steps to ensure the safety of life of so many people who lost? There are 4 lakh plus people who lost their lives. But no, he was busy in the Bengal elections. He was busy showing the public, he's gathered for the public meeting. Now also, let me tell you, what is the policy? Now you are saying that vaccination is free for all, but then private hospitals are charging. On what basis will they charge? And whosoever has been vaccinated now, they have paid the money. Will the government refund them back the money? Now you are putting the blame on the state government. Modi also spoke about Covaxin. Now in rural areas, they don't have mobiles. Where would they launch their apps? What about that?
So what is your question to Sanjeev Verma? What is your question to Sanjeev Verma? You are basically saying it was a failure of policy. There were no vaccines available. Sanjeev Verma, you are trying to put the blame on the states, whereas the fact of the matter is you had no vaccines. This was an elaborate cover-up for a vaccine shortage, is the AIMM's allegation. Sanjeev Verma. Yes, Sanjeev Verma.
To see that Ramdev is sent to jail because Modi said there are
I can't answer this background.
Okay, just respond. Mr. Pathan, you've asked a question. Now let her respond. आपने सवाल पूछा है, जवाब भी सुनिए. बताइए. This was a cover-up for vaccine shortage. Sanjeev Verma.
Okay. I want to say a couple of things. Varis Pathan raised some important issues, and this is a serious topic. Let me answer. Padmaja, first and foremost, forget about Dr. Anthony Fauci. Even Dr. Peter Hotez, known to be one of the most famous, medical experts on COVID, he has said that neither the United States nor America, nor United Kingdom or Germany or anybody for that matter saw the second wave coming or even saw the severity of the second wave coming. Point number 1. I want to tell through your audience, people that in the United States of America, even today, there are refrigerated trucks carrying millions of dead bodies of last year. The Modi government today has vaccinated with the first dose a population close to 70% of the United States. Today, Modi government has vaccinated a population equal to 70% of the United States of America, a population equal to more than 3 times the population of United Kingdom, a population equal to almost 8 times the population of Australia with the first dose.
Okay, so your answer basically is that given the projections you had at that time, you did the best that you could and there wasn't a vaccine shortage. There's news just coming in and I have to break that piece of news. In fact, what we are learning is that the plan for centralized free vaccination was presented to the Prime Minister on the 1st of June on the completion of 1 month of the decentralized model. This is very important news, and the reason why this is important because remember the hearing of the Supreme Court happened on the 2nd of June. So here the plan was already with the PMO even before the Supreme Court hearing took place. So let's get more details on that from Megha Prasad, who is joining us live. All right. We'll get Megha in just a second with us. The 2nd of June is when the Supreme Court said this, and apparently by then this plan was already on the Prime Minister's table. What took so long to implement and announce it? Megha.
Well, the work that needed to be done on the ground apparently is what the sources in the government of India tell us. Now, Padmaja, the hearing that happened on this matter was 3rd of June. So what we are now being told that there was no bearing that was brought upon this decision of the Prime Minister or the government for that matter by the hearing that happened in the Supreme Court, that the decision to change the policy as far as procurement is concerned and make it central was taken by the government on 1st of June itself. So this is what we are being now told, that the plan for centralized free vaccination was actually presented to the Prime Minister on 1st of June, and on the completion of this, obviously on the completion of 1 month of decentralized model, which wasn't really working. So the decision was taken, the in-principle approval was given by the Prime Minister on 1st of June itself in the meeting that was held on this matter on that day, and the work on the ground had begun, and then the announcement happened today. So it will, it will take at least a week's time for them to sort of get everything going, is what the government is saying. So yes, this was not something that came as an afterthought to the government after the hearing in the Supreme Court. No.
Okay, so it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction to what was said in the Supreme Court. It was something that was already being discussed by the Prime Minister and other officials at the highest level. So, Suman Raman, would you want to respond to that? So that thing about the court cracking the whip, that seems to be pretty much nullified by this. Yes.
Okay, Padmaja, first of all, let us not try to make a virtue of a necessity. Mistakes were made. Unfortunately, during the speech today, there was not any acknowledgement that things were not as they should have been earlier. Now, I have only 2 points. Even now, there are still many unanswered questions. This 25% private quota, 25% of what? 25% of the total vaccine production in the country, 25% of the total number of vaccines procured by the central government. What does this 25% to the private sector mean? Does it mean as more and more vaccines come into the market, 25% of those vaccines also go to the private sector? Now, where are these numbers going to be put out?
I think that was quite clear. I mean, I'll let Sanju Verma respond to that, but I think there is absolutely no confusion about this. Our policy has been... So I'll explain to you, because there is a very detailed press note that has been put out by PIB on this as well, which is that 75% of the total amount manufactured is to be procured by the centre and to be given free of cost to the states. And the remaining 25% is available for procurement by the private hospitals. And this, by the way, hasn't changed at all from the previous policy which came in place on the 1st of May. The only difference is there is a cap on how much the private hospitals can charge now.
1 second.
That is the only difference. Yes, go on.
Can I ask a couple of questions? Wait, 1 minute.
Go on, please.
First, it is overall production. So as more and more newer vaccines come in, presumably those 25% of those will also be allotted to the private sector. Or if the center does not choose to procure those vaccines, those can entirely be given to the private sector. We don't know. The other very important point is critically on this differential pricing. Now, you will recall in the first original plan, the center was distributing the vaccines to the private sector, and the private sector was also giving it free. Subsequently, the private sector was charging, I think, 150 rupees or 200 rupees per vaccine. And there was, I think,
no, private sector was never giving it free.
Can I please,
No, the private sector was giving it free. In the first few weeks, the healthcare workers were going to private hospitals and getting it free, full stop.
No, healthcare frontline workers, yes.
So I'm sorry, you are not even aware of the vaccine policy, Padmaja. It's very shocking that the original...
Sir, I am. You're talking about the frontline workers. Obviously, they are being vaccinated free of cost. There is no doubt about it. Healthcare and frontline workers are obviously being vaccinated for free. There is no doubt about it.
In the private
yes, they are being given free vaccines across the board. They work in those hospitals, they are healthcare workers. Anyway, move on. What is your question?
My question is, why is a vaccine that is profitable or deemed to be profitable at 200 or 300 or 150 rupees being sold, allowed to be sold to the private sector for a high fee? So this everybody will get a free vaccine can be done very easily by the central government by just simply saying we will get
answer that. Why is there a window for the private hospitals to make a profit now?
Which is what they were doing on day one.
Why are vaccine manufacturers and private hospitals being given a window to make money even now? Everything should be free. Sanju Verma, respond to this.
Okay, Padmaja,
window to make money.
You know, Padmaja, you will have to now allow me to answer without these constant interruptions, because this is an important question Sumansi Raman has asked. Let me answer that. Okay, first and foremost, let me just put it out on record that we vaccinated with the first dose more than 23 crore people. So your audience should know we vaccinated 17% of India's overall population with the first dose, and 23% of India's adult population. And I hope the Congressy trolls are listening. It is not 3%. 23% of India's adult population has been vaccinated with the first dose. Now, the more important point which Sumansi Raman has raised. We all should understand that frontline workers, healthcare workers, and people above 45. The Modi government has said that everyone will be vaccinated for free. If you went to a private hospital, you had to pay a nominal 250 rupees. If you went to a government hospital, you paid nothing. Now, what has changed? The Modi government will continue to give vaccines to states for free. So if, say, Serum Institute in a month is producing, hypothetically, it is producing 100 crore dosages. So 75 crore dosages will be procured by the Modi government and will be distributed to states for free. The balance 25 crore dosages Serum Institute can give to the private sector. But private hospitals, the service charge or what they charge while vaccinating is capped at 150 rupees. It's capped at 150 rupees per administration of a single vaccine dosage. Now, Sumansi Raman, you have a problem paying 150 rupees, but you are the same gentleman who came on television and in a few weeks back you debated with me why we are not allowing Pfizer. You know what the cost of Pfizer is? $20. Assuming rupee dollar rate of 75. Pfizer vaccine, a single dosage is 1,500 rupees. So Sumansi Raman has a problem.
Mr. Sumansi Raman, Dr. Sumansi Raman, I think there is a fairly easy explanation for that. Everyone, including you and I, can go to a government center if we want to. On the other hand, if we have the resources, we can also go to the private hospital. I don't know why we're getting sidetracked into this debate. Right now, it is about the 75% of the population. Okay, just a second. Can I please bring back Waris Pathan? Because Waris Pathan, today Mr. Owaisi said, and I quote, Modi put politics before saving lives. Did it create horrible liberalized vaccine policy just to insult states? Forget everything else. Only question for Prime Minister is, why is there such a large shortage of vaccines? आप आज कह रहे हैं कि सबसे बड़ा इशू ये है that there is a shortage of vaccines and there has always been a shortage of vaccines. आप अग्री करेंगे कि आज सबसे बड़ा सवाल यही है कि शॉर्टेज ऑफ वैक्सीन है, irrespective of 75% करो या 50% करो?
We are asking a question why there is a shortage of vaccine in our country. The reason is because Modi did not order the vaccines when he was very well aware that a second wave is likely to come. Senior virologist of the country has informed them that there will be a second wave.
Now I want you to actually take a close look at these health ministry figures which have been submitted by the respective state governments. Let me quote to you these figures, and this is data from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. There are some states that did not use vaccine supplies that were given to them between January and March, Mr. Waris Pathan. Among these states are Punjab and Telangana, which used less than 1/3 of the doses that they had lying with them between January and March. क्या आपको पता है कि आप कह रहे हैं कि मोदी ने वैक्सीन नहीं दी between January and March you used 30% of the doses available with you in Telangana, and you are in a friendly informal alliance with the TRS in Telangana. You should ask them between January and March why was 70% of the doses lying unused. Do you know, Mr. Waris Pathan, that in the state of Telangana is the dubious distinction of among even the healthcare workers. The national average of healthcare workers being vaccinated is 81%. Do you know in Telangana that percentage is 65%? In Telangana, less than national average of healthcare workers have been vaccinated despite you having a vaccine stock. Can you explain why? If this is not politics, then what is? It's very easy to sit on TV and say Modi ne nahi banaya, Modi ne nahi banaya. Explain the data, sir. Explain the data. It was with the government of Telangana. These are health ministry figures.
People like Ramdev were making so much fuss.
Where did I get it from?
People are dying
this
of
is health ministry data in black and white.
There are so many. No, I am asking a simple question.
What are you talking about? Doctors dying? So where are you going off on a tangent? I am giving you actual data from the month of January and March, where among the states which have utilized less than 1/3 of the doses was Punjab and Telangana, right at the top. Can you explain why? And how does that square with you saying अरे सबसे कमी हो रही है क्योंकि मोदी वैक्सीन नहीं दे रहा? आप वैक्सीन यूज क्यों नहीं कर रहे?
Of the central government vis-a-vis the state governments. What was that policy? That was policy that the state government has to purchase for tenders. In fact, I am talking about IMVX Sarkar in Maharashtra. They also floated a tender asking for tenders to come and they buy vaccine. Now today, Prime Minister Modi comes, takes a U-turn, blames the center. Why? Because the Supreme Court says so. That the policies were irrational and arbitrary. Had there been a straight-cut policy from the beginning, there would not have been so much chaos.
Sir, you are saying it's arbitrary. You are saying it's arbitrary. Apparently, the plan was already being discussed at the PMO on the 1st. The hearing was on the 2nd. So I don't know what it has to do now with the Supreme Court.
People are asking for indemnity. We never gave them. We started ordering the vaccine.
Sir, it was. Sir, I have just.
Starting of vaccination.
Mr. Varis Pathan, I have just quoted to you figures to show that there were vaccines which were ordered and they weren't even utilized. आज आप कमी की बात कर रहे हैं जब जो आपके पास था आपने यूज ही नहीं किया. ये राजनीति के लिए अच्छा लगता है कि कहे कि हाँ कमी है, कमी है. हाँ कमी है, बट जो था आपके पास आपने उसका भी इस्तेमाल नहीं किया. What is it if not narrow politics?
Get vaccinated because vaccination is the only thing which can save you from COVID. We have started our drive. Everywhere we have got this vaccination center installed in our
You started the drive, but you did not use.
Day and night. We are going door to door, calling people, come get vaccinated. So we are spreading this everywhere.
Okay, just a second. Let me bring in Mr. Mishra also of the JDU because he and Manoj Kaka have been listening very patiently. I apologize to them for having made them wait so long also. Satya Prakash Mishra, is this a result of pressure or just a result of states being given a free hand when they asked for it? And then when they could not deliver on what they demanded, then there had to be a rollback. What explains this U-turn in a month?
You know, Padmaja, this is neither a U-turn or a X-turn or a Y-turn. This is a right turn at the right point of time. When your nation faces pandemic, then definitely there is so many consideration regarding a policy. And when the policy was that a state can procure vaccine by themselves and a state can provide the vaccination free of cost, that couldn't happen actually. And now if the Prime Minister of India come out with a policy, more or less every political party has accepted and, you know, praised it. But at the same point of time, they are not taking any chance left to do politics during pandemic time. This is pity. This is, you know, when the vaccination is required to every citizen of India and the 75% vaccination is free and 25% available to the private hospital, even they can't digest it. The problem before the political party is not free vaccination. They are not digesting this policy because they know that this policy will take place and every people will get vaccinated. The duty of every political party is now onwards to appeal to the people and to work for the vaccination program. There is a vaccination reluctance and there is a vaccination hesitation and refusal. Why every political party is not joining hand together to appeal to the people of India and go village to village and ask every representative of like Varis Pathan and everyone there that go and ask them to get vaccinated, it is safe. But they are doing politics. Their aim is to do politics, not to question the
Manoj
government.
Kaka ji,
Everybody is
राजनीति कर रहे
responsible.
हैं instead of cooperating for vaccination. ये आप पर इल्जाम है जेडीयू का.
नहीं, देखिए राजनीति का सवाल हम पर आरोप जो जेडीयू का है, जेडीयू का क्या आरोप होगा? जेडीयू के खुद बिहार में क्या हालात हैं और सरकार से समाजवादी पार्टी बस यही पूछना चाहती है कि जब पूरे देश के 135 करोड़ लोग मर रहे थे तो आपने 6 करोड़ वैक्सीन विदेशों में निर्यात कर दी। तो जब अपने लोग ही पूरी तरह से वैक्सीनेटेड नहीं थे तो आपने 6 करोड़ वैक्सीन क्यों निर्यात कर दिया? और आपको जो वैक्सीन के जो मूल्यों में जो डिफरेंसेस थे उसको आपने जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जब आपको डांटा है या जो आपको कुछ सलाह दी फिर आपने स्वीकार कर लिया है। लेकिन जब
और मनोज जी अभी तो आपको बताया ना कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट की सुनवाई से पहले तो ये पॉलिसी ऑलरेडी डिसाइड हो चुकी थी। पहली तारीख को ये पॉलिसी पे बात हो रही थी।
Exported our vaccines when we did not had it for our own people. First, we have to look for ourselves. Then
Mr. Pathan, I just told you had it for your people in Telangana. You did not utilize it.
आज भी गाँव में किसी
who said we did not utilize it?
सामुदायिक स्वास्थ्य केंद्र पर 18 साल से ऊपर के लोगों को वैक्सीनेटेड नहीं किया जाता। साफ कहा जा रहा है कि अभी इसकी वैक्सीन
आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, मैं आपको फिर थोड़े आंकड़े देती हूँ। जनवरी से मार्च के बीच में जो यूटिलाइजेशन था वैक्सीन का, छत्तीसगढ़, आंध्र प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र 50% से कम उन्होंने यूटिलाइज की। राजस्थान, केरला, दिल्ली, झारखंड उन्होंने 50% से ज्यादा एडमिनिस्टर की, पर उनके पास 25% वैक्सीन बाकी पड़ी थी। चलिए बाकी सब छोड़िए, आप ये बताइए कि आपने इतनी वैक्सीन हेसिटेंसी, आपके मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हैं, उन्होंने बोला है कि इसलिए कोविड हो रहा है, कोई बीमारी नहीं है, ये भगवान का गुस्सा है, अल्लाह का नाराजगी है हमसे। एक और बोल रहे हैं वहां पे एसटी हसन की शरिया में चेंज होने की कोशिश हो रही है, इसीलिए हमारे ऊपर ये अल्लाह का नाराजगी है। इस तरीके के स्टेटमेंट्स देकर के आप क्या मैसेज पहुंचाना चाहते हैं? कहां किस काम की होगी वैक्सीन जब लोग वैक्सीन लेने ही नहीं आएंगे? एंड बिफोर आई लीव, आई वांट टू फाइनली आस्क यू रिजू दत्ता, एंड आई वांट टू शो अ पिक्चर नाउ that the vaccines are being procured and given by the center free of cost to the states. What happens to this vaccine certificate? Will the chief minister's picture still remain?
My first question is why instead of the doctors and scientists, the Prime Minister's picture was there? And if the Prime Minister's picture was there in the vaccine certificate, then all the deaths due to COVID in the death certificate also the Honorable Prime Minister's picture should have been there. Why was not that done?
So then if you want to put doctors and frontline workers, why have you put the CM's picture? That's a great idea, sir. But when it came to the West Bengal government having the option of removing the Prime Minister's picture, you didn't put the doctor's picture either. You put the CM's picture. Why?
No, because at that time we were procuring the vaccines at our own cost. So why will we give credit to Modi ji to just put some face powder on his tarnished image? Why? If we are doing it, we are spending our own money.
Interesting. So now, okay, so now that the Modi ji is giving you the vaccines, as we all know, then let's wait and see what happens to this vaccination certificate if that Prime Minister's picture is going to be back. Anyhow, it's a policy that was much needed. We have no hesitation in saying that Times Now had been asking for centralized procurement for many, many days now, and it's good that it's happened. The rollout, though, will be critical now. Let's hope politics does not hamstring the rollout. Thank you very much, all gentlemen. Sanju Verma for having joined me. I'll see you tomorrow.